I'm going to start with a question I often ask schools when I'm sitting down and working with them or large groups. And I ask them to look at their curriculum, their plans, the way they use their schedules as evidence. The question is this: what year are you actually preparing your students for? I just wrote a blog that was on ASCD Edge called Preparing Our Kids for 1982, Time Traveling Through Testing. I am here to declare the enemy, the number 2 pencil. And what I found is when I went back and I looked at tests from 1970 and 80, they're just the same as now. So if you actually look at your curriculum, with the exception of a few amazing people, some of whom we've just seen, Brian, Gary, John, Marie, I have to tell you that most schools, I think, are preparing kids for 1991. And if you are, then you should change your mission statement and be honest. We're preparing you for 1991 because we were happier then. So what's changed? This is the class of 2026. So whatever we're doing now is to prepare our learners for 5, 10, 15 years from now. And we have a new kind of learner. We need to make a new type of classroom. So one idea that is doable, that is workable, are strategic replacements. I call them upgrades. This is something anyone could do Monday. It's taking a dated practice and replacing it with a new one. So instead of the oral report, which I think is the low point of civilization, we replace it with some of the things we just saw, a video podcast. I think there's a myth out there that people think teachers are really resistant to this. I don't think they are at all. I think they just want to know how to do it and where to start. Digital literacy, too. You see, for me, it's not going to be just the student can turn on the computer. We can do dumb things with a smart board. It's what's apt. It's knowing when to select a specific Web 2.0 application because it's better. It's better. What makes it better? Now, this is something I've been thinking about. It's better because it engages Johnny, Susie, and Abdul into deepening the content. It encourages research. You know what research means? Search again. That's what research means. We need new forms of school. It means we need new types of teachers. Because we think out there are subversives in the system who are starting to unearth and upgrade in their own classrooms, and those practices need to be shared. We need to be a new kind of teacher. So first of all, content gets dated because it constantly is growing. Skills get dated, where we're using old-time skills instead of modernizing them. Sometimes people say, but kids need to know how to read. Of course they need to know how to read, but if they can't read, they can't read a computer screen. I just think that with some of these newer tools, they're more motivated, more engaged, and I do think there are newer skills. So the idea is we have all of these new forms out here, but I think as educators, we need to refine them. We need to have our students engage in what makes quality in order to improve the work. And that, I believe, is a solid way to begin to improve policy, too. That's why I would simply end with this as my new mantra. Get time out of the way, move aside, think about all the connections that are possible, and what I'm looking for are futures schools now. And in the spirit of that, okay? Thank you.